You know you have them inside of your pocket, waiting for an opportunity to take them out. I see the bulge there. You're not fooling anybody. You're certainly not fooling me. Hey, are you happy to see me? Or do you have sponge balls that have no real function in this planet other than for magicians to fool themselves into thinking that somehow spectators love seeing these red sponges that don't exist anywhere else in real existence? That's the topic of today's episode. We're going to be talking about sponge balls and why we need to stop with the sponge balls. I understand you're a working magician. You use the sponge balls, it gets great reactions. You know what I think of when you take out a red sponge ball from your pocket? That man's a rapist. You are embarrassing me when you take out one of these red sponge spheres from the inside of your pocket. I want to stab my eyeballs with a security camera. Why would a grown man have the necessity to carry sponges in his pocket? First of all, that's a man. Sponges are a woman's tool. And secondly, why would it be a spherical ball of a sponge that you just carry in your pocket? For what purpose? In case you need to clean something up? What are you cleaning up, huh? There is no other place that you could have gotten a sponge ball other than a magic store. So the moment you take one out of your pocket, it implies, hey, I've been to a magic store, I've bought magic props, and this is another one. But I know what you're saying there. Sitting in your couch, in your mom's couch, with your Frito encrusted Dorito chip fingertips. I see what you're thinking because I'm fucking intelligent. I'm not just one of these magician scrubs, alright, that just speaks out of my anus. I'm speaking from fact and truth. I know exactly what you're thinking. Hey, Pigcake, you're easy to bash on these magical objects. Have you ever performed sponge balls in real life? Yes, I have. It was an unfortunately dark side of my life when I too carried these sponge spheres in my pocket and I performed it as well. People loved it. Oh, you put one in your hand and it's gone, but go ahead, hold on to my sponge and now you have two in your hand. People love that shit. They eat it all up. But then I realized, wait a minute, I'm a fucking man. Why do I need to use these red sponge balls that don't exist anywhere else in the planet to do magic? I could do magic with literally anything. You could do the same thing with literally anything else. Use sugar packets. Use little balls of paper. Use wadded up dollar bills. Use cum. My favorite thing about these magicians is that they show up to their little event. They show up to their little gig and they're wearing their Gucci outfit. They're wearing their Prada shoes. All right, they got that belt with a G on it that cost more than my existence. And then you see them walk up to a table and they go, hey, nice to meet you. I'm the wandering magician and I'm wondering if I could show you a magic trick. Here I have some sponge balls from the inside of my well-tailored Italian pocket. Can you do me a favor and hold on to this? No, Mr. Gucci, I don't want to hold on to your red balls. And they're fucking gross. They've been in your pocket. Your pockets are usually dirty. You have lint in there. So when you pull these puppies out, you're carrying the disease, the disorders that you carry inside of your pocket. And they're represented on the face of the sponge balls. They're never going to be pristine and red. They're going to be a hue. They're going to be a tinge on the black side. And that's fucking disgusting. Don't even get me started on the black ones that Illusionist came out with. For some reason, Illusionist has to drop the edgy tone on it. They say, hey, we have some sponge balls. They're usually painted red. That's traditionally how they are. They're these red spherical objects that exist nowhere else but in the magic planet. What are we gonna do to make this edgy? Oh, I know, we're gonna paint it black. They have a thing called the Workers Sponge Ball Set. Let's go through the literature right here. When we first explored the idea of carrying sponge balls, our first requirement was, as it always is, they have to be cool. They have to be cool. Brad, do you really think that? Do you really think that your first requirement when it came to carrying sponge balls is that they had to be cool? Let's see how you fixed that problem. Let's see how you solved the age-old riddle of how you make these AIDS-ridden red spheres into a cool AIDS-ridden red sphere. We've all seen those bright red sponge balls. Anytime a magician pulls one or more of them out, you immediately think of one thing: clown noses. Why are you clowning on the clowns, huh? What's the problem you got with clowns, huh? Did something ever happen to you involving a clown in the game closet, Brad? You know, I question your hatred against clowns. I've met plenty of clowns in my day, and they've all been fantastic humans. They've been model citizens. Huh, let's continue. Instead of looking like a cold-blooded clown killer, we knew we had to have something that looked edgy or classy. It was right there in front of us, a color we fully embrace here at Illusionist. Black. A black that truly pops and makes sponge balls cool. That's not a good alternative. That's not a good alternative, Illusionist. I was thinking, hey, maybe they added something to the game. Maybe they put in something new, something fresh, something cool, something edgy. Something, dare I say, Brad Christine? I don't know where that was going. Jay Sankey tried to sell them as earplugs for some time. For some odd reason, he thought that that was a good justification. Could you imagine that? Oh, look, I have 2 earplugs here. I'll put one in my hand. You put one in your hand. Look, now you have 2 in your hand because I don't have any in my hand. And as a bonus, you also have a nice big glop of earwax. That's a bonus. Yeah, lick it. And the earplugs were about the size of my entire apartment. I don't understand what are those earplugs for a diseased man? You could literally use leaves. I don't have leaves around me, but you could literally find leaves on the ground and do the same thing as sponge balls. Look, you ready? Look, I have sugar packets here. I have sugar packets. I'll put one in my hand, and you, sir, you take the other and crumble it in your hand. See, look, now mine is gone because you have 2 in your hand. How did that work? Oh, the same way that sponge balls did. You don't need sponge balls. If I see you in public, this is a strictly self-defense situation. All right, this is a strictly self-defense situation. So I don't want you to think that I'm making any sort of violence or any sort of claims of me wanting to hurt or maim you. But if I see you with sponge balls, I will hurt you. I will hurt you bad. This episode took like 3 pages in my notes. I fucking hate them so much. You should have seen the notebook. It's just riddled with rants, with tribulations, with me just being upset at the mention of a sponge ball. And then here's the thing. They take up space in your pocket. It's not just, these are the small ones. These are the small baby ones that I ordered from a Chinese adolescent that made these in some sort of factory where he probably perished because of the fumes. You know the maker, Albert Goshman? You know he died because he inhaled too much of the fumes from his own factories making these damn things. So you know that can't be good for the environment. But look at that, they don't fit in your pocket. They take up so much space in your, these are normal, not skinny jeans because I like to want to have kids one day, but these are normal fitted jeans and they bulge out. They bulge out like I have some sort of disease on my upper thigh. And then you have those magicians that they have the really mini ones and they probably have like a dozen in their pocket for that super crazy ending where at the end the person they open up their little hands and 27 sponge balls go flying out everywhere in the Denny's that you're working at. You got old ladies tripping on your balls while they're trying to eat on the moons on my hammy. You don't want that. You don't want to be that magician. So please, if there's anything you took from this video, if there's anything you learned whatsoever, stop with the sponge balls. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I really do. It's a little bit of a rant, a little bit of a tirade. But you know what? I feel like it had to be done. It had to be said. All right? And if there's anyone to say it to the magic community, give it to old Pigcake here. I don't care what people think about me. Hell, I don't even care what I think about me. Pigcake Magic Academy. Check it out. $5 a month. You get 2 new videos a week going over card, going over coin stuff. It's some hot stuff. This past week, I put in a couple hot different self-working principles on the card section. I put a little bit of a hot coin trick based on Mark Wilson's trick from his old book, The Mentalism Academy. You should check that puppy out. That's $10 a month though, but you get access to everything, including the hot mentalism stuff. I've been dropping some hypnosis, some pseudo hypnotic tests on that. Some hot stuff. You guys should definitely check it out. Notice that my marketing and my intelligence when it comes to that is really dumb because I wait to the end of the video to show my stuff. And statistically speaking, most of you guys are no longer watching this. You guys aren't watching. I could say whatever I want. I could say whatever I want here. I could do whatever I want because you guys aren't going to be watching this because you're already shut off mentally probably 5 minutes ago. You probably shut off about 2 minutes into this video because it wasn't a tutorial. And for some reason, look, I'll show you something. Look, here you go, 2 sugar packets. You ready? You're going to do a false take here into the left hand. So you're keeping it in the right hand here, right? You practice that in the mirror until it looks the same. When you do it for real, and then when you do it for fake, you got to practice to make sure that it looks the same. If you have 2 sugar packets, right? You do a little bit of a false take, and you say, look, I'll take this one in this hand, and then you grab the other one. But guess what? You crumble it with the other sugar packet that's in the hand. And you're going to hand it to the spectator and have them close their hand. So it's the same thing as sponge balls, right? You say, look, we'll do this with my sugar packet. You ready? Look, right here. We'll just make it disappear. But it had to go somewhere. Why don't you open up your hand? And they open up their hand, and of course they have 2 sugar packets, thus showing cellular translation and mitosis through magic. So there you go. That's a tutorial, right? Those of you guys that skipped the video, you didn't even see that. But those of you guys that stuck around, you're the true OGs, all right? You're the guys that click on the bell button. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Well, I'm going to go figure out different ways to use a Rokinon lens cap to try to put a cap on my love life. I don't have a love life. I'm a magician.
I see you again, when 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 I see you again.